What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? Mark Fleetwood here. Welcome back to the Daily Grind Trader. It's been a little bit since I put out a video. I've been extremely busy with work, so today is going to be like a speed round. I'm going to hit a little bit of Bitcoin, Ravencoin, ADA, and the new coin that I'm going to be analyzing, Matic. I'm going to start analyzing Matic at least once a week with the rest of these coins, as close to once a week as I can. I know I don't always upload as frequently as I'd like, but I'm working to keep moving forward. So with that being said, guys, stay tuned. I'm going to get into everything. Alright, everybody, we know the drill. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I simply share my technical analysis. You use it as you see fit. And remember, you manage your own money and you manage your own risk. With that being said, if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. It all helps me immensely. We're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. And when that happens and the channel gets monetized, then you guys will reap the rewards, because I will be doing more giveaways, and especially big one for 1,000 subs. Please share with your friends and family, all that good stuff. It helps so much. The crux of today's video, we're going to get into every coin that I do my typical analysis on, but the crux of this video is going to be talking about the importance of trading naked or charting naked, no indicators. You have to be able to read and analyze market structure with no indicators, and then use your indicators as supplements. And I'll show you how to do that. But first, I want to show you guys, based on the trading challenge, I'm in 3 positions, and these are the 3 positions I've taken. I started these at midnight last night. Ethereum and FTM, I started at midnight. 105% profit, 144% profit, and then Matic today I took around around noon, Eastern Standard Time, and I'm up 87% so far. So these are some big winners for the trading challenge, and ADA might be my next entry, so I'll show you why. So first things first, we're gonna look at Bitcoin, and again, no indicators at all. Look, I'm just drawing a straight line. This is our trend line down, and we know we've been in a downtrend since November. That's not a surprise. But being able to see this in trend line and realize that it did break to the upside back in the beginning of February when we hit 46K, but we hit a top and we had a lower high, or a higher low, excuse me, and then we hit a slightly lower high, or at best case you would call this a double top. That makes me stop and think, we didn't go from a downtrend to an uptrend. We went from a downtrend to a consolidation range, and that's when I start looking for the Wyckoff accumulation phases, when we break out of a trend but don't start a brand new trend. This is a consolidation phase or an accumulation phase, or whatever you want to call it, and then it gets confirmed when we come down here and double bottom. So we topped, had a higher low, and then we had a lower high, and then we came all the way back down and retested our bottom. So this is a range. You know, this is a large range. This is almost a 30% trading range. If we go from this bottom to the next top, there's a 32% range. So we can trade that range. That range is not hard to trade. 30% is an easy trading range to look at. Again, I put a short position in near this top. Once it started to kind of roll over and started coming back down, I put my short position in and I closed it, I think, at like 39,500, 39,300, somewhere in this range. I closed it here once it like at bottom and was starting to kind of go sideways. Now, what I noticed was we made this downtrend and we broke it, and we had our double top. And then from the double top, we had a lower high, and we came back down and hit the same bottom. So we had another downtrend that just recently broke, and this downtrend broke on the 16th. So 3 days ago now. I was looking for this first wick down and test of a new upward trend line, and that came right on a support resistance line. It came right on a support resistance where it wicked down and then bounced. And this was the bounce we were looking for. And we got this on almost every alt as well. So I'm just going to go through and look at these and show you based on the entries I made. So Ethereum's entry. We had our downtrend broke here. This is the break of the downtrend, broke out, and it came back, retested this support resistance line that was this previous peak, in this previous peak, and here you can see where the support resistance line has been a peak. So now that it held as a support, now I know this is now going to be an upward trend line. This trend line will hold, and it bounced, and I got in at the confirmation. Now, so I'm feeling really good about this price action. So we're going to go to Ravencoin. Ravencoin, very similar, was coming down, and we had this downtrend. We had this long-term downtrend on Ravencoin, and I can go back farther. You know how far back we can go. But I'm going to go back to, I think it was the 14-cent peak when we had our little high back in the beginning of January, right before the mining halving. So from that high all the way down, we broke the downtrend. The downtrend broke, retested the downtrend line, and that became confirmation of an uptrend. This was our bottom to this retest, and we've jammed out since. I am looking for Ravencoin to have a hard resistance here on this orange line. The reason why I made this line orange was to show it's kind of a neckline of a double bottom. So we came down hard, bottomed out here. Now we had a new lower high and came back and double bottomed, and now we're coming back up. If we hit this neckline and reject, we could come back to the trend line and test the trend line, and should be able to come up and break that neckline. Once we break it, I want to see a retest of it. I want to see it come up. I want to see it come up through, retest, and then bounce off. And then that's what I'm looking for the break of that neckline. And that's when I'll go along on Ravencoin, because as of right now, this is not a good position along Ravencoin. It's likely to come up against some resistance. If I would have long down here at the retest of the trend line, it would have been a beautiful long. I didn't get in. I got in on Ethereum and Matic and FTM, but I didn't get Ravencoin. So that was bad on my part. Take a look at Matic, and Matic is in a very similar spot. It broke the downtrend, broke up, came down, and it tested a support resistance line, and we had that low wick, and then we had a jam up. So this is a trade I took, and I want to show you why I took it, where I took it, and what I was looking at. So we know we have support resistance. Now these horizontal lines are support and resistance lines. They've been historically, look, this line was a resistance like 5 straight candles, and it was a resistance again and broke back down. So you see here that this resistance has held, and it held a couple times here. So now that we have this touch at this support, now I want to get confluences. Now I'm going to use my indicators. I know I have my trend going up, and I have my support resistance line. Now I want my confluences. So I'm going to put my fractals on. See, this made a lower fractal. It came from this peak, came down. This big candle here confirmed that this was a low. That big push off confirmed this being a low, and the low was right on the trend line. Engulfing candle. Now we've got a low fractal with a bullish engulfing candle off of this low. So we had our run up, then our retrace, and a new run up starting with a bullish engulfing. So that's a big bullish reversal sign. Now we go to our moving averages. We add in our moving average ribbon. Look, our 21 period moving average became a support line right there with our horizontal support resistance. So we have support on horizontal, historic support resistance line, and we have a dynamic 21 period moving average line becoming a support, a rising support. And this engulfing candle also broke the 50, so it broke another potential resistance. And we're going to take a look for one more, and we're going to open up our RSI. And we're going to see our RSI at that point. We peaked here, and when we came down, we never crossed below the 50, so we stayed above the 50. We stayed with bullish momentum. So our RSI stayed bullish and started to spike again. So we had our trend line going up. That's one confluence. We have our 21 period moving average support with a horizontal support. That's 2 confluences. We have a lower fractal. That's 3. We have a bullish engulfing. That's 4. Bullish engulfing above the 50-day. That's 5. And RSI staying above the 50, staying bullish. 5 confluences you have to take that trade. That is the absolute best case scenario you will ever get to take a trade. And as of right now, on the futures market with 20x leverage, I am sitting at about 90% profit on here. Let's take a look. 89.28, yeah, so just about 90% profit. ADA. ADA is the next one I'm going to go into because we got Ravencoin, Bitcoin, Matic, and now ADA. ADA has already done what I think Ravencoin is going to do. So ADA has the same type of, get rid of all of these indicators again and just go strictly on price action. So we have our support resistance lines. Look, we double bottomed here. We came all the way down, bottomed. Hit this little mini peak, came back down and bottomed. Came up, tested that peak, that orange line. That was the neckline of the support of the double bottom. Tested it, came back to the trend line, and now broke above it. Now we got to cut this down to the hourly to see this, but if I cut this down to the hourly chart, you can see it broke above, came down, retested, and now that retest made a long hammer candle off of it. And now it's starting to come back up. This could be a position along ADA right now, just based off of breaking the support resistance. And what that's going to do is going to give us a, once this candle closes, it will give us a lower fractal here, of a lower fractal, a test of support resistance, and we will likely have, the only reason I wouldn't like this trade too much is that we're already extremely high on the RSI. We're already around 70, and if I go back to the 4-hour time frame, yeah, it's just under 70, which not necessarily a bad thing, but I might wait to see another kind of retrace back. I think this could come back a little bit further, and we could kind of get more of a, you can see this pattern where it comes up and tests back down, comes up again and tests back down. I wouldn't want to enter here knowing that there's a good potential to come back and retest again. I think we have a little bit of a down pressure first. So that's my thought process on ADA. So, but everything right now, everything looks super similar. Everything is very much in the same position or similar positions where it's long time. Now it's just about timing entries. Now it's just about getting in and not being immediately caught in a retrace. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you understand why it's so important to chart naked first, to be just getting your support resistance lines and your trend lines, know where they're at first, and then everything else, you use it to be supplementary to your trading, to your trend, to your support and resistance. So as always, guys, hope you enjoyed. Until next time, peace.